What is up, guys? Welcome back to Raffin Quest. We are officially in week 3 of the Festive Fixtures. Before you spend your shards, watch this. I'm rating every player on shard cost, relevance, with 117s coming next week, and in-game stats. Let's go. First, we have the 115 OVR Wayne Rooney. He costs 1,000 shards, but wait until you see the details on this card. Standing at 176 centimeters with high/medium work rates, he is a powerhouse CM. His stats are elite. 133 pace to blow past defenders, a massive 137 shooting for clinical finishing, and 132 dribbling to keep the ball glued to his feet. Plus, with 118 physical, he's a tank that won't get bullied. Final rating, 9.2/10. He's expensive, but he's a game changer. Next, we have the 115 OVR Patrick Vieira. He costs 1,250 shards, and he is an absolute mountain in the midfield, standing at a massive 192 centimeters. He is the ultimate defensive engine. His stats are built to dominate. 131 pace to track back, 133 defending to stop any attack, and 130 physical to bully opponents off the ball. With 125 dribbling and 114 passing, he is the perfect bridge between your defense and attack. Final rating, 10 out of 10. For 1,250 shards, he is the best defensive investment you can make. Next, we have the 115 OVR Bobby Moore. He is a bargain at only 800 shards. He's cheap and very good, but the only con is his height. Standing at 178 centimeters, he's a bit short for a CB, and his 125 physical is a little low for a top-tier defender. However, he makes up for it with an incredible 140 defending and 121 pace. He's also great on the ball with 115 dribbling and 106 passing, making him perfect for playing out from the back. Final rating, 9.5/10. Despite the low physical, he is an absolute steal for your defense at that price. When looking at the 115 OVR Mohamed Salah, his 137 dribbling looks amazing on paper, but you have to be careful in-game. Even though the dribbling is good, his skill stun is honestly pretty sorry, which makes it difficult to actually get past top-tier defenders, because he gets humbled so easily in head-to-head, H2H, by strong physical players. You really have to rely on his 141 pace to beat people rather than just fancy footwork. If you are looking for a right winger who handles better under pressure, George Best and Saka are actually better options than Salah right now. Final rating, 9 out of 10. The dribbling and pace are top tier for VSA, but for H2H, he isn't as unstoppable as his stats suggest. Next, we have the 115 OVR Gabriel. He costs 1,000 shards, and he is a monster in the air and on the ground. Standing at 190 centimeters, he is much taller than Bobby Moore, making him a more reliable option for winning headers. His stats are elite. 121 pace to catch up to attackers, 140 defending for perfect tackles, and 134 physical to dominate the pitch. Even with 78 shooting, his job is to lock down your defense. Final rating, 9.5/10. I think he's better than Bobby Moore because of that extra height and physical power for the same 1,000 shard price point. Next, we have the 114 OVR Paul Scholes. He costs 650 shards. While he is a legendary name, he is not recommended for a top-tier squad. His card has several major drawbacks. He has bad pace, 117, bad shooting, 119, for a midfielder, and is lacking with bad physical, 97, and bad defending, 99. He will struggle to keep up with fast attackers and can get bullied easily in the midfield. The only bright spots are his good passing, 133, and solid dribbling, 127. But that isn't enough to make him elite. Final rating, 7.5/10. He's just not fast or strong enough to compete with the other icons. Next, we have the 114 OVR Eberechies. He costs 650 shards, but honestly, he is not recommended for your main squad. While he has some really good stats on paper, like 136 passing, 134 dribbling, and a solid 127 pace, there are too many deal breakers here. The biggest issue is that 3-star weak foot, which is a huge letdown for a CM. On top of that, his stamina is bad, and with only 93 physical, He's going to get tired and pushed around way too easily in the second half. Final rating, 7 out of 10. Nobody is going to want to use a CEM with that weak foot and low stamina, even if the price is low. Next, we have the 114 OVR Emmanuel Petit. He costs 800 shards, and while his cards are always meta, he is just a bit too expensive for a 114. He is a powerhouse in that CDM role with 131 defending and 132 physical, making him a brick wall in front of your defense. His 123 pace and 122 dribbling are great for a defensive midfielder, allowing him to move the ball comfortably. However, for 800 shards, you expect a bit more than a 114 OVR. Final rating, 8.9/10. He's a beast, but the high price tag holds him back from a perfect score. Next, we have the 114 OVR Pedro Neto. He is a total cheap beast, costing only 650 shards. He is lightning fast on the wing with a massive 142 pace and 139 dribbling, making him one of the best budget options for beating defenders. His 125 shooting is great for a 114, and he has a solid 5-star weak foot to finish from any angle. While he has good physical, 95, the only real con is his bad stamina, so you might need a sub for him late in the game. Final rating, 9.5/10. Highly recommended if you need an elite winger for a low price. Next, we have the 114 OVR Victor Gyökeres. He costs 1,000 shards, and honestly, it's a bit sad to see how EA treated this card. While his Utats card was a total beast, they really did him dirty with this one. He has the worst skill point for an attacker, advanced forward, which makes him struggle and get stopped constantly in H2H. He is also too clunky on the ball. Even though he has good stats like 137 pace, 133 shooting, and 130 physical, trust me, he plays like trash in H2H. If you pack him, that's fine, but wasting 1,000 shards on him is just throwing them down the drain. Final rating, 6 out of 10. Great stats on paper, but a total disappointment in actual gameplay. Next, we have the 113 OVR Michael Carrick. He costs 300 shards, but he is not recommended for your squad. Even though he's cheap, he really struggles in the CDM role. He has bad pace, 112, and bad defending, 117, which means he'll have a hard time stopping fast attackers or catching up to the play. While his 129 passing and 124 dribbling are decent, a CDM needs to be a defensive wall, and his 99 physical just isn't enough to bully players off the ball. Final rating, 6.5/10. He's cheap, but you're better off saving your shards for someone who can actually defend. Next, we have the 113 OVR Florian Wirtz. He costs 450 shards. This card is a fantastic playmaker with 137 passing and 136 dribbling, making him elite at moving the ball in tight spaces. His 127 pace and 120 shooting are also very solid for a CM. However, since he is only a 113 OVR, and we are expecting 117 OVR cards to drop in just a week, he will quickly become useless in your team. If you pack him, that's fine, but he isn't a long-term starter. Final rating, 8 out of 10. He has great stats for the price, but his low OVR means he'll be outdated very soon. Next, we have the 113 OVR Ibrahima Konate. He costs 600 shards. For a 113, he actually has some good defensive stats. He is a wall at the back with 136 physical and 133 defending, and his 116 pace is decent enough for his OVR. However, he is not recommended, because he is simply too expensive for a 113. 600 shards is a lot to invest in a card that will likely be outdated very soon. Final rating, 7.5/10. Solid stats, but the price tag makes him a skip unless you're a massive Liverpool fan. Next, we have the 113 OVR Mateus Cunha. He costs 300 shards. This card is better than Wirtz and serves as a true budget beast for your CM position. He has superior speed and attack power with 133 pace and 129 shooting, which is elite for a 113 OVR. He also brings 134 dribbling and 123 passing to the table, making him very dangerous in transition. While his 108 physical is good, his 69 defending means you shouldn't expect him to help much in your own half. Final rating, 8.5/10. An amazing deal for only 300 shards if you need an aggressive, fast CM. Next up, we have 113 OVR Bruno Gyökeres. He costs 300 shards. He's more of a CDM than a standard CM, and you can definitely use him in that defensive role because of his 118 defending and 121 physical. He has decent 120 pace and 123 dribbling, which helps him move the ball out of the back. However, it's the same issue as before. With 117 OVR cards coming next week, he's going to be outdated very quickly. Final rating, 8 out of 10. He's solid and cheap for a CDM role, but don't expect him to stay in your main team for long. Next, we have the 113 OVR Kyle Walker. He costs 800 shards. This card is definitely meta and very good in-game, especially with that 132 pace and 131 physical to bully wingers off the ball. His 128 defending is top tier for an RB, and he's known for being one of the most reliable defenders in the game. However, even though he's good, he is too expensive at 800 shards for a 113 OVR. Since we are getting 117 OVR cards soon, he will be useless in your team in the long run. If you pack him, he's a great pull, but don't spend your shards on him. Final rating, 8.5/10. He's meta and a beast on the field, but the price tag is way too high for his OVR. Finally, let's look at the 112 OVR group. Honestly, in this tier, nobody is really worth getting except for maybe Gyökeres. He costs 200 shards, and he is actually good. Really good. But let's be real. Most of you aren't going to use a 112 OVR in your main squad at this stage of the game. He's a great option if you are a Manchester City fan or if you just love the player. People will use him because they enjoy his playstyle, not just for the meta. Final rating, 8 out of 10. He's a fun card and high quality for his level, but only really for fans or theme squads. That's it for today, guys. I hope this guide helps you make the right choice for your squad. Don't forget to like, subscribe to Raffin Quest, and hit the bell so you never miss a review. If you have any questions, just ask me in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.